Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 1st to the 7th of November 2021. We have the new moon coming up on Thursday, but before that there's a few aspects to explore. So at the weekend we had Samhain or Halloween and Mars moving into Scorpio. As the Sun's in Scorpio and Mercury will be moving into Scorpio as well, this is very much the theme of this week. And Scorpio is going into the depths to cleanse and purge anything that's repressed in our subconscious waters so that we can raise our power and manifest the most beautiful life. So this is the work that's really worth doing. It's often the work that people want to avoid, and the world can be quite superficial. But as we've all slowed down, we've been doing the cleansing and clearing. This is just a chance to really, really get into the deep now as we head towards the dark moon and then the new moon. So the whole week is about going into the deep, exploring the mysteries, being very brave and honest, and bringing up anything that's of lower density or that's holding us back. By Monday and Tuesday, we have the last few days of Mercury retrograde. Mercury is coming out of the shadow of the retrograde. So basically we have 3 phases of Mercury retrograde, and this one was the 6th to the 7th of September. That was the awareness phase, where things can come up that show you your personal journey. And this is in Libra, so it's to do with balancing the relationship with self and others, creating more harmony, and bringing ourselves into equilibrium, very much the head and the heart as well. So the 6th to the 27th of September things may have come up for awareness. The 27th of September to the 19th of October, that was the actual retrograde phase, which was to then go in and do the recalibrations. And then the 19th of October to the 3rd of November is the shadow phase, so start to see the benefit of the changes that we've made. Because small and subtle changes can go a long way to changing a lot on the outside. It's very much where we're coming from. When we change our perspective, then we make different decisions, we're called in different directions, and we go off on a different branch of our tree of life. So vital changes in perspective changes our trajectory. We have a lot of potential futures. This is not what's the common view. Tend to see time as linear, but with Saturn in Aquarius that's breaking that down. So we're having a look at our relationship with time. But if you realise that you've got potential futures, and what's really heartfelt, what you act upon is choosing a different direction that you're going in, then we can start to see that Mercury retrograde is actually a very positive time where we're aligning with what's true to ourselves and then choosing the perfect trajectory, choosing the potential future that's most in harmony with what we want and who we are. So have a look at those dates, have a look at the journey that you've been on, consider that you're choosing from potential futures rather than on a conveyor belt, and see if you can start to make those perception adjustments to become more sovereign in the way that you're living. By Wednesday we have the dark moon, so the dark moon in Scorpio before we get to the new moon. And this is a really very powerful time to go in and get rid of anything that's dragging you down. Anything from the past that you've been reliving and reliving and reliving. Anything that you really feel ready to let go and clear. This is a purge, but let your soul lead rather than the personality. Ask to be shown what you're ready to let go of. And working on the tails of this shadow Mercury retrograde, then that should be front and centre in our consciousness rather than something that we really have to go and look for. But on Wednesday, just a clearance sale really, everything must go, and decide that you want to engage in the alchemical work so that you can make the most of the new moon on Thursday. So the new moon on Thursday is at 12 degrees Scorpio at 21:14 UK time. Like I say, we have Mars in Scorpio, and Mars is in the mix as well. But the main aspect of this moon is its opposite Uranus. So it's a very powerful time of year as we go into Samhain, into the dark months, through into our underworld, through back out into the light, in February in Aquarius, then we start to take this sacred journey, but with Uranus, the planet that rules Aquarius, opposite the Sun and Moon on Thursday, then that's calling us up to our sovereignty, to our freedom, to our authenticity, to our individual, unique nature. And viewed in that perspective, anything that's not that is what needs to go, really. So I feel that we'll be heading in a very different direction, into a very different landscape by February. But this is our chance to go in and decide where we're coming from and view our options and start to align with what most resonates with us. So here we can set intentions to always come from our depth, to be authentic, and to appreciate what we create. By Friday we have Venus moving into Capricorn, and Venus will go retrograde and then go direct again, so Venus will be in Capricorn right the way through to the 15th of February, adding to our winter underworld story. So here we'll be able to connect deeply with what we're creating, where we create from, why we create, what we value, and the fact that love is a state of being rather than something that we need to look for on the outside or that we feel that we lack. But as we're talking about Aquarius and timelines here, there's a real feeling of presence. To break free of that linear time, can you be as present as possible in each moment? Because the more present we are, the more we're connecting with our dreams and our desires, and the more we're actually calling in the best potential future. So this whole phase of Venus in Capricorn can be a study of presence and heart-centeredness, creating harmony and turning into master quantum manifestors. By the weekend we have Mercury moving into Scorpio, and the rinse and refresh will continue here. What we started to learn with the Mercury in Libra, the rebalancing of our relationship with self and others, this will now be able to go that step deeper as we're talking about Scorpio, and really have a look at the past of our relationship with ourselves and where we picked up a lot of our psychology. Be able to take the clean sword of the conscious mind into the subconscious waters, and that refresh will be forensic and fundamental, taking us from fear to love as we extricate anything that's repressed in the lower frequencies of fear, lack, want, need. Then this really is a very sacred quest at this time, and the results will be a feeling of peace and happiness that's found in the depths. Can't find peace and happiness in a shallow life, always distracted looking for the next thing to make us happy. But what if you're already peaceful, you're already happy? If you just go in and take away anything that's getting in the way of your natural state. So as you can see, a very powerful week this week. We're dealing with Scorpio, the deep waters of the soul. There's the bravery to go in and have a look at what's lurking. There's the inspiration of Aquarius to raise our vibration, not tolerate the low frequencies anymore. And there's the new moon on Thursday, offering a fresh start and holding a torch of empowerment. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one for readings, coaching and courses. You can contact me zoehind7@gmail.com to arrange perfect content for you. And I post these videos on my YouTube channel, Zoeastro, where there's also a playlist that we've done this year, nearly complete, Transcending the Negative Mind, because I felt that's what was needed this year, was to help people get out of the mind and transcend some of those negative mental patterns. So please do go and check. There's 11 videos there, and we'll be completing the set in Sagittarius. And I post on Facebook at AstroZo and Instagram at zoehind7. So go deep this week. This is really a very powerful start to the winter. There's lots to look forward to. We're still in the getting rid of phase, but we're starting to already see the glint of light at the end of the tunnel, and it's all coming from you. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.